Good day, hard practice, good practice. Good. Keem is really the consistency of practice on both sides is getting better and better. It's getting better and better. We're getting where we're going to go. We're getting there. So very pleased. Hopefully we'll play well Saturday. We need to play really well. Need to play really well. Questions?
The guys you mentioned getting better on both sides. Is that just younger guys kind of catching up? Is it just?
Well, I think understanding what you want and the competition, and understanding the defense has been playing at a pretty high level. Offense, you just raise up, and it's been, as always goes, if you're a competitor. And I think maturity of understanding what we really want and starting to get the results, and also realizing that when you practice hard, sometimes practice goes faster. I have more fun. I make more plays, and all of a sudden it's not drudgery. You know what I mean? I'm really getting something out of it, and that's part of usefulness. It's like, as I said, when you first get your first job. I mean, you want to work hard, but people don't really know what working hard is, too. You go out there and do it over and over and see what's expected of you.
As far as players for Saturday, anyone you expect to miss, or is everyone?
Derek Mitchell will be out, Pender's out, Sanders is out, Stevens is out. Reggie North was going to be probable. We wasn't sure he was going to play. I said earlier in the week we thought he was, but then his shoulder stayed a little. But then the last 2 days it's been really. I mean, yesterday okay, but today it looks really, really good. And I wasn't expecting for sure if he would play or not, but it looks like he's going to be probable for sure. And then we got the normal guys that are out for the year.
Derek Mitchell's back?
No, he's out.
No.
His back, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, his back is what the problem is, yes, sir.
Kind of disappointing for him to have to miss.
It really is, because he's such a phenomenal kid and done so much of this program. But, we got to get him right, and hopefully maybe we'll see what goes on next week,
He's battled that throughout the year.
Yeah, he's battled it for a couple of years. It's been an issue for a while.
He was one of those students that was in Strozer that night of everything that happened. Going back to last year, we talked about that a lot, but for him this past year and the 1 year anniversary of Strozer, just how much do you think this campus has looked past that? And
that was a true tragedy, and my heart still goes out to everybody that was affected in that. And but something we'll never forget, and nothing. We can't ever. Like I tell our players, play every play like it's your last. Live every day like it's your last. And I think it's a great example, and I hate to say that because, man, this world is so crazy right now. You don't know what's going to happen, but it is a tragedy, and it is the respect we have for the folks, and so sad that happened. There's no doubt.
Do you expect Mavetti
Yes.
to start?
Yes.
I know something we ask you every year, but what's some advice you kind of give players that are on the cusp that if they return, it could improve their draft stock?
Well, I think you got to be honest with them. You got to you give them advice. What you have to do is understand that the information you're giving them is true. They can trust you because in that process, what happens is so many guys get misinformation. People tell them what they want to hear, and then you always want to hear that. There's certain people you got to know when they get that information, and then you got to know what you want for yourself. Is it true? Is it not true? And then what am I really wanting out of this whole process? And then they got to make an educated decision.
Last year's senior day was, just happened to be Jameis's last game as well too. You guys had Jalen and Roberto probably could play the last game as well as juniors.
Could possibly, it may not. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you're right. No, that's a decision they'll have to make, and some may not. But that's if that happens, that's a good thing for them because that means if they make the right decision, then that's going to be a positive thing for them.
I know you've talked about just trying not to get too caught up in the emotions, but when you think about those guys like Roberto and Jalen, when it could be their last game, does that thought ever cross your mind, or not so much?
No, it doesn't because that's a choice, and if it does, it's going to be a glorious thing for them because their careers and what they've done here and what they're moving on. But it is sad that they're leaving our program because of what they meant to it and how much we care for them.
Have you spoke to the guys this week about the emotions of senior day? You talked
Yep,
about
I already told them. Try to get all your arrangements out of the way early in the week, eliminate the clutter so you can go practice. And then you got to be able to control those things and understand what this moment's going to be. It's going to be sad, it's going to be happy, but you understand one thing. What you're going to remember at the end of the day is how you played that day. And those sad emotions are one thing, but you got to make sure you're mentally ready to play because you don't want to have one of those days.
The ceremony itself, like 10, 15 minutes before the game, do you guys practice not for that this week, or you kind of
No, we don't
prepare them
practice.
for that?
They know. They've had to walk through it. I mean, the people have told them, but what goes on.
Is there a decision process behind the helmets and presumably the uniforms, or? No,
not necessarily. And we'll wait and see what we're going to do. We still don't know totally, but thought we'd wear them, see if we give any incentive to some things. If you reward guys for doing things right. You know what I mean? And we'll see.
As far as uniforms are concerned, I mean, how much does it kind of take you back or take you away to think that over the last 20 years that's become such a thing where it's an incentive for kids recruiting, playing, the whole line?
I know, and I'm not we have them, a bunch of them, but I'm a traditionalist. I really am. I love them. I love our original uniforms, but I understand that times change and you have to if you do it for the right reasons with respect to the uniform, and you make it about the game, not the uniform, I think that's the key. It shouldn't be about the uniform. I mean, if you like it, that's great, but you got to go play a game. Be mature enough to handle it.
What does this home winning streak just mean to you guys, and you can close out the season with the win? And just
Well, I
continue?
mean, I think you always want to defend your home turf, and you always want to make it tough in your house, and you want to have pride in doing that. And hopefully we've been able to do that, and hopefully we can get to this. Will be the third straight year if we can get through it. That's happened, and very proud of that. And that's one of the first roads, in my opinion, to having the kind of team and culture you want in a program. We're good.
Excellent, Jimbo.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a great day.